Welcome everyone, it's the Patient Toddler coming at you with another live stream, and in this one we are going to go over exactly the topics of what the next altcoin and crypto bull run or NFT bull run could look like, since we got a pretty decent pump today, although nothing to get super stoked about in my opinion yet. Until we climb critical levels. So we are going to look at the micro, the macro. We are going to look at some very interesting things that Veve is working on right now, our favorite NFT project. And welcome everyone who is already here on the stream. I have seen Russ. So yeah, welcome to the stream, Russ Gould. Welcome to the stream also, Duken Kuva. I hope I say that right. How are you doing? Never here for the premiere, so pretty stoked. Glad to have you then on the live stream for the first time. And also I got Luke here, as always, the biggest supporter of the entire Veve and Ecomi fam so far, I think, in terms of being in every comment and every live stream. And we got Moti Lee here in the stream as well. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed yet to never miss out on live streams and videos. And also quickly, big thanks and shout out. I will keep this intro very short to my rare hodlers, to all of the people that are subscribed to my Patreon or channel members here and are in the live chat all the time. So thank you for all the support, everyone who is subscribed. If you are watching this video later, then please check if there are chapters already available, and the synchro. If you cannot listen, I will put this in once the video is processed. But with that out of the way, let's jump already into our topics here. We have crypto pumping quite a bit. Bitcoin is up. What is it? Up 12% on the week already. So pretty good. And we have Nikki here. Hey PH, thanks for all you do. Please tell us when next bull run. Yeah, that's a good question. We are going to go into that, and obviously I do not have a crystal ball, so I also can only assume. But there are some very interesting things also from technology. What's happening with the hairline? From technology wise here. My first time catching a live stream. Appreciate your work, PH. Thank you, Dave Bush. So let's look quickly into what the market is doing. And as always, I only have one monitor because I'm sitting in Brazil. If I get rug pulled from the internet, please stay with me. I'm sitting in Brazil. I'm going to share my monitor, and we are looking at some pretty good stuff. And starting out with some market watch here. So let me just share the screen. So as we can see here, this is from Livecoin Watch, the view on the crypto development right now. And as we can see, everything except stable coins is pretty up to today and also on the week. So Bitcoin, Ethereum pumping in, if you want to call it like that. But obviously, if we look on the yearly rate, there are things like Cardano down 75%. But also Cardano is coming up with 22% on the pump. So we get kind of a relief here. We have Solana pumping 20%. I don't know why, still 90% down. Polkadot, which is a pretty decent one, still in the top 14, still 80% down. So OMI being more than 80% down is not a sign of a dead coin. On the contrary, it is only a sign of something that we are going to discuss here in a second. Why, in my opinion, it's good to start DCAing heavily right now. Chainlink, for example, very solid project, real life applications down 76% on the year, also coming with a almost 11% pump. And if we are looking at quickly at this on the chart, then we can see here, actually this pump is breaking right now in the weekly through this baseline that has been forming here on the on this descending triangle that broke to the downside, where we got our FTX debacle. Was that here FTX? I think that was FTX. And now it's curving or coming up a little bit. So not too unreasonable to assume that there might be some bottom curving out here. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this so far. Let me just get the screen here out. So in my opinion, it is not too unreasonable to assume that, or to say that there could be a possibility of the bottom already being in and max pain being reached, also if we are considering the macro of CPI numbers that is coming in right now. But let me first get into the Ecomi investment, because many people said that they are down like 80% or more, even DCAing on Ecomi. During the big pump that we had, and I'm going to share this right now only while discussing it for OMI here, during the big pumps that we had before, and actually this one here on OKX is missing the entire thing that is going to 1 cent here before. We had all of this that was considered already as a consolidation, where many people bought between 0.005 and 0.008, and there was a lot of venture capital in all of the altcoins around this phase. This was basically when the bear market started for the altcoins, or after altcoin season. OMI had dropped significantly from the 1 cent and then accumulated for 1 year on this before we really crashed down with the Terra Luna collapse and everything else that happened. And I think what's really important to see right now is that throughout these collapses, venture capital has left all of the risk on asset investments. So even if they would have seen potential in Ecomi, in the Ecomi token, the playbook of Wall Street and venture capital is to exit this the moment that crisis is basically appearing on the horizon, like rate hikes by the Fed, looming global recession, the war that is in Eastern Europe, the supply chains that have been cracking all the time, not showing signs of recovery, inflation going up in everywhere. So these sell-offs here, this whole sell-off thing is not the Veve fam or the Ecomi holder that have been selling off. Some of them, yes, but these sharp declines are not created by Ecomi holders. These are created by venture capital leaving altcoins, and we see that in all altcoins. If we look here lower in even in the top 50, you see that there's 89% down on Near Protocol, 85% Algorand, and so on. So Ecomi is by far not the one of these projects that is the only one that is down right now. So in my opinion, when venture capital is out, like it is right now, this is the moment where I want to increase my DCA on the Ecomi token to prepare for the next bull run. I don't know if it will come in 2023, but surely we could say that this is probably the year of accumulation in 2023. So it's not like, okay, tomorrow we are going to skyrocket V-shaped recovery in Bitcoin and ripping all the altcoins back up to 1 cent Ecomi directly. So I would say that this is the time where I want to accumulate before venture capital is coming back into these coins. Because right now, what we get from the macro, and maybe we start out for the macro because before we go into what really affects the Veve collectibles and the Ecomi token, in my opinion, in the next run, in the next couple of years, we obviously have a catalyst that made this pump today, this little relief pump today possible, and that is the CPI number, the consumer prices, basically the inflation in consumer prices coming back lower than expected and coming back in a fashion like 7.1% was the rate before, and it dropped to 6.5%. We are going to look at this in a second, but let me get to the chat quickly. Bitcoin going to 19K. Yeah, so now it's the bulls announcing the 19K when it was the bears before that said, yeah, it's going to drop lower, and people said it can't go lower. So this is another thing that the reason that I'm saying the bottom could be in is that there is basically nothing that is impossible right now in the market. But as I said many times before, and I don't want to have anyone, if we get another flash crash to 15K, back to 15K, testing the lows there, or even going lower to a new all-time low, I don't want to have anyone coming back to the stream and saying, PhD, you said that Bitcoin will recover from here. So I'm not the one that is calling the bottom with a crystal ball. On the contrary, I want to see that Bitcoin takes out this 21K here. So this last peak, or coming up where we flash crashed again to a new all-time low, right? I want to see Bitcoin first on the weekly come above this and go higher from there. And even if they do some sideways consolidation or whatever, I want to see this happen before. I would never call a bottom here from ramping up. We could just roll over and go to new all-time lows, because for me there are only two factors: the global macro and this series of lower, a little bit difficult here with the touchpad, but a series of lower highs, yeah, and lower lows that we have right now, and it's still in place. So I will not change my bias. I will stay biased bearish unless this is proven otherwise. So unless we come up again and form these series of lower lows and higher highs, of higher lows and higher highs. That's what I want to say. So that's the only thing that will change my bias. But the fundamentals are pointing in the direction of a potential reversal. Investors disguised as traders. Yeah, so well, depends. If you are buying a stock like a Tesla stock, you also want to ladder out once it climbs up based on value proposition and value created in the ecosystem, or in the sense in the in the company for the shareholders. So obviously it's what happened? Okay. I think my screen just went black, but it came back. No worries. So obviously, altcoins are very different from normal shares, but they still bait. Like, for example, Chainlink is an altcoin that depends on what is happening in the ecosystem. So Chainlink nodes get paid in Chainlink tokens by the people that are absorbing this data and bringing this onto their chain. So there is a value created within these ecosystems, in my opinion. Bumblebee, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Traders disguised as investors. I think that, yeah, that's what you meant, but I understand you correctly. And yes, it's very true that many coins are only being traded without any underlying value. And that's where we are to identify what's going on. And Martinique is also here. So let's wrap up quickly the macro here before we can get into the other good stuff. I have two more things to show here. One is obviously what we have or what we got today, and that is here an article. Let me get this bigger for you. From a couple of hours ago, December inflation report, consumer price gains continue to cool. And basically it says here, inflation slowed last month thanks to cheaper fuel and airfare. So the world economy is finding a way around this probably manipulated spike in prices due to anticipation of a lack of what the restrictions or the trade restrictions toward Russia are bringing to the world, right? So countries, entire Europe is not buying gas and oil and stuff from Russia. sanctions. That was the word that I was looking for. So this had a huge effect on energy prices worldwide. Now the world seems to be adapting to this, and as we can see here, the consumer prices are coming down, and the non-core info. So the first value here, the 6.5%, is the entire inflation rate, and then there's also core inflation, which the Fed is oriented to lower this, or looking at this core inflation. We are going to see what this means. Inflation continued to slow on an annual basis in December. Welcome relief for American households and a positive development for policymakers at the Fed. And obviously, Europe is looking at the US in terms of inflation, because Europe is a little bit behind with the central bank rate hikes, but they can see when basically the effects at which rates the effects kick in the US, and then can calculate what could happen then for Europe. Obviously, there can always be mechanisms like energy prices increasing again, and then you want to try to catch inflation with new rate hikes. But so far, we see the consumer price index climbed 6.5% in the year through last month, down from 7.1% in November, as prices declined slightly on a monthly basis. So from 7.1 to 6.5, that's a 0.6% decrease, which is pretty good. A pullback that came as gas prices dropped and airfares declined. And I think, obviously gas prices are very important for everyone that, for example, has a car, needs to go every day back and forth to work. Either it weighs on the purse of that particular person, or it's paid by the work, and then obviously it's also bad for the overall numbers for companies. We jumped this other paragraph, but we read here, the takeaway is that inflation is moderating meaningfully, but the key question now is how quickly and how completely it will return to normal after a year and a half of unusual rapid increases, and policymakers are weary that a full deceleration could be a long process. And that is where we could see the market moving sideways for an entire year, because every time we come a little bit back up, we could see another rate hike by the Fed, although it's not so hard anymore and not every month anymore. But we could see these 0.5 rate hikes coming in from the Fed and from the other central banks as well. And what we have seen is that I don't know where this was in this article, we see, but Fed officials are closely watching what is happening with prices for other services, which include things like hotel rooms, sport event tickets, and healthcare. They worry that service inflation, which is usually rapid, could keep prices increasing faster than the central bank's target. And this is something the Fed is looking right now to catch inflation at this 6.5% here, or at this 5.7% core inflation, because we have seen in history, once inflation rises above 4%, the Fed needs to go above those 4% with the rate hike, with the interest rate, to catch inflation again. So right now, the hope is that it's coming basically together at these 5.5 to 5%, and the rates are at the moment at 4.5%, and they try to come basically from the downside to catch this graph here, and to come over these 5.5% then, or estimated 5.5%, to catch inflation there. So that's basically the macro. And if this doesn't happen, in my opinion, if this doesn't happen soon, that they catch this rate, then we could see more downside to and a stronger dollar because of these rate hikes to crypto. So that's the macro that I'm looking at. So bottom for me, not confirmed, but I think we are pretty close, or we have already seen it, but we have no confirmation yet. What do you guys think about the bottom being in? Because I've made a Twitter poll a couple of weeks ago, and people were still thinking, for almost 80%, that the bottom was not in, which is sometimes a very good indicator for that the bottom could be really, really close, because this means that 80% basically are exhausted or driven out of the markets. And at this point, I repeat this from the last stream, I want to congratulate each and every one of you that are still here, 30 people, smash the like, that you are still interested in crypto, that you are still sticking into crypto or with crypto, and that you are preparing and doing your research each and every day to be prepared for the next bull run. And in my opinion, we will be richly rewarded for sticking with our investments that have proven good fundamentals, and such is Veve collectibles, in my opinion, such as Ecomi token, but also the others like Chainlink, Cardano, Arweave, VeChain, and so on. And at this point, I want to just give or encourage you, not financial advice. By the way, I didn't say this in the beginning, so nothing of this I say here is financial advice. So once we are getting in absolutely wild speculations here, please note that I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research before you ape full degen into all the investment opportunities that we are talking about here. You know the drill. Obviously, no one of you would ever do that. But these little pumps make people think that they are missing out right now, that they cannot accumulate in DCA anymore because they see this green candle here in a very different light. So let me just pull this up once again. So obviously, if you go, this is the Bitcoin weekly that I have here, but obviously if we go into the daily and we zoom a little bit or zoom a little bit in this, oh, I'm still painting. Not so easy on the notebook, guys, please bear with me. But if you zoom in, obviously you are like, what the hell is going on? It took out this little spike here, and now it's off to the races. A massive pump of that's what people see if they are zoomed in too much, of 15%. But obviously if we zoom out of this, then we can see that this pump is not really so big yet. It looks pretty good, but on the other hand, if we really zoom out into what has happened in the past 1.5 years already, so congratulations, you are surviving. You're bear market survivors of the past 1.5 years. And this looks good, but on the other hand, we had some of these coiling up, but now we broke a pretty severe resistance. So there could be some retracement. And if that retracement forms a higher low and then comes back up here basically to break this circled high here, then I would be more confident to have seen the end of this downturn. But until this happens, I'm not seeing it. Okay. This coin moves in such a strange way. Where's the mini pump BC rockin' while Omi does not much? Okay, this is a very great question, and I think I have an answer to it. Let me pull up Omi here for you guys again quickly, and then we go into what, in my opinion, is the different, or what is going to define and shape the next bull run. But let me pull up Omi here for you guys again. So this coin moves in a very strange way. He says, let me go into the daily, because on the weekly we do not see anything. This is something that if you are longer in Omi, this is something you might have seen many times. Bitcoin is pumping and Omi is doing nothing. The reason for this is that while venture capital was there before, and now it's maybe out or not so present anymore in the Omi token, the whales are playing this token because they don't care if it's at this value or if it's at all-time highs. The whales are using this. They are manipulating people to, while nothing is happening in Bitcoin, to have FOMO. You guys remember when some of our beloved Veve fam and Ecomi fam were telling you in the last pumps that this is the last chance. Sorry for the wild drawings here, but this is the last chance to buy Omi. You remember when they told it to you here? and when they told it to you here on this spike as well. The reason is that people generate FOMO and they think that's it when the pump spikes, right? And whales are using this. We see in this beautiful whipsaw like pattern here, that they created FOMO and then they dumped a huge bag. I think it was 1 billion sell walls here into this to bring it to a new all-time low, which we also have called on this channel that this would happen. So now back to the reason and to your question. Sorry for the overall outline here, but the reason why OMI is red is that now the whales are selling off OMI to ride the trader whales, to ride the wave on Bitcoin. And once Bitcoin is stalling out, moving sideways and trickling down, they will come back and build their buy and sell walls and play the OMI game. And this will happen until something happens that will change the game, where they really want to fill their bags up for OMI. So we can see this, that these strange sideways movements for a long time like this are built by whales that are building sell walls and buy walls and trap the price within. And the reason that it doesn't move is because they are right now taking money and moving it into Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, take the profits and move and purchase some OMI back in. But obviously in a way that we don't see it. That's at least what I think is happening. You obviously do your own research about this, and Tito has diamond hands. OMI has a 500K 24-hour volume, that's why. Yeah, so the other side of a 500K 24-hour volume is that once some whale does a very big move, you will see a very, very large green candle. That's what happens in the very small cap coins from time to time when some BTC profits are trickling back in. Bob says it still went from 888 to 992, still some price action. That is true. So people are purchasing OMI, and I'm not sure if it will come down again to below the all-time low. I'm not sure about that, but obviously it can happen if whales allow it. Allow it in the sense if they want it, if they want to push it down. OMI always does the opposite of the rest. Yeah, so that's because trade out, trade in. That's why it does the opposite. In my opinion, we have observed this in the beginning of my channel. I already made some videos about this, how whales are manipulating it. At the time, it was the opposite. Like when BTC was falling in the beginning of the bear market, when people were not sure if it was really a bear market starting off there, or if there would be another leg up for Bitcoin. OMI was standing green when Bitcoin was going red, and whales moved out of Bitcoin into OMI, and then back from OMI. And that was the time when some YouTubers declared that OMI has decoupled from the rest of the market, which we know that was completely wrong at the time. DCAing for 2 years, was rich on OMI for a couple of months, then boom, it crashed. How can this coin be so low? Far too many coins. Coin burn mechanisms not good enough. I heard it's coming again. So the reason why it's so low is because there has no utility has been implemented, and even if it would be implemented, some utility, it wouldn't pump extraordinarily as we would see it in a bull market. So I think because the founders plus many team members and ex-team members are sitting on billion OMI bags, they want to have this pump really hard in a bull market. So they are basically stalling this out for the next bull run, in my opinion. I'm hoping this is a bear market rally and that 2023 will allow us to accumulate OMI at less than 0.001, then re-rocket in 2024 and beyond. I think that's the plan for many people, and this is also the reason why it might not go below 000 and a 5. Bob, that's not much action. Yeah, compared, I mean, if you zoom out, it's like super flat, but also this flattening out, rounding out price action could implicate that a bottom could be there. Once again, don't come to me in 2 months when we see a new all-time low and say, patient hodler said that the bottom is in. I'm not saying the bottom is in. I'm considering the fact because it would be stupid. But it would be stupid to not give us chance to that the bottom might be in. So there was a time a couple of months ago when people declared the bottom in on Bitcoin, and we said that it's not over yet, the contagion is not over yet, but now we see that besides GDC or whatever the name of this global crypto thing is that holds Grayscale and Genesis, besides that, there is nothing that implicates that there is more downside at the moment. But if this company, I don't know if it's DCG or GDC, if it collapses, then we will see new all-time lows, in my opinion. The lower it goes, the more we burn, the more we trade sideways, the harder we move. Yes, and it all depends on absolute value execution for the Omi token. Billions are huge numbers. Yeah, but what do you mean by billions are huge numbers? Like the token billions? It's ideal if Omi stays down there. Justin live in mama's basement is cheap. Some of us need incomes. Binance is only 5 years old, kind of wild. I live in a pansy clown. I don't. Okay, so I'm reading now a little fight here between the people. Guys, be nice to each other. We are all sitting in the same basement, boat, or penthouse, and we want to do it together, right? We want to make it together. I think if we stick together, exchange our information, what we're seeing, get together as a community, we are able to make it all. Yeah, guys, please, let's do this all together, and let's look at what I think is going to shape the bull run that, in my opinion, is going to kick off with the confirmation that the bottom of Bitcoin is in. If this confirmation and when the confirmation is coming, we are going to, I think we are going to see some projects and some things especially doing really well. So let me share once again. We have seen in the latest days that Apple is going to announce their mixed reality headset. And obviously, I'm not here to break these news that we all knew would happen to you, but rather discuss what this means and what we can read between the lines here, because it is from TechCrunch. And it already shows here in the headline. It says a mixed reality headset. We remember during the bull run, we had projects like Sandbox and Decentraland and I don't know, I think BlockFi, virtual reality, metaverses. So metaverses that were completely designed as computer games. And if you see metaverse in that sense, it's nothing more than a computer game that is going into virtual reality and has APIs for other platforms to bring in stuff, right? So, and these games were mostly played, like Decentraland and Sandbox, were mostly played on 2D computer screens. Nothing more than already in 2004 I did with World of Warcraft, which was an online game, and people from everywhere were hopping on the servers. So the metaverses that we have seen there were almost not different from these computer online worlds that could be seen as a first metaverse iteration in the very beginning of 2000. But obviously they now have a cryptocurrency underlying where you can purchase stuff in the stores and where you can purchase land and so on, which you couldn't do in the metaverses before in most of them, if you don't discard Second Life, which was a thing on its own. But anyway, mixed reality, in my opinion, is the first of the things that, in my opinion, is going to shape the new bull run, because I think there will be many applications with this hardware enabling us to see and work and entertain and do in mixed reality, meaning that you could walk around with goggles and see stuff that is basically a layer on the reality. So let's read here what Apple is going to do and what the timeline is that we can derive from this. So according to a report from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is going to spend most of 2023 focusing on a brand new device, a mixed reality headset that has been a work in progress for several years. The new device could look like a pair of ski goggles. We have seen that before, based on an earlier report from The Information. It will feature several cameras so that the device can track your movements in real time and see what's happening in the real world. Over the past few years, Apple CEO Tim Cook has stated several times that the augmented reality is a promising technology. So already here, during the past years, Apple, who always had a vision for what's really the underlying, the biggest trend, is also stating that it's about AR and not so much about VR. I think the AR promise is even greater in the future, so it's critically important part of Apple's future. But it sounds like Apple's upcoming product is going to offer a mixed reality experience. Users will be able to experience both augmented reality and virtual reality. So in my opinion, the reason why they include virtual reality is basically that they already can sell and test this first product without having all these augmented reality applications already in place, because the market will boom with augmented reality after the launch of enabling technology. So they need something why people already would buy it, and that's virtual reality and the virtual reality applications that we have seen so far. And we saw that many companies like Disney are experimenting heavily with virtual reality storytelling. So details are still thin about the potential use cases and apps for the headset, as it's easier to control software leaks compared to product leaks. According to Bloomberg, Apple is currently planning to announce the new device during the inaugural keynote of company's worldwide developer conference in June. So we have an announcement in June, which means we will not see this in the first half of the year, nor will we see it in Q3. We most likely see the launch, if we see it in 2023, in the end towards Christmas, basically, where people will buy it to give it as Christmas presents. So they will name it Reality Pro, which basically already points to virtual and augmented reality. And in my opinion, this timeline here, June, so bringing it out in the end of 2023, comes directly into us, into us being bull run ready with Ecomi and Veve, right? So if this comes out and we can use this for applications like first iterations of Veveverse, that is coming out. So they are talking now here a little bit about innovations that they have already brought out. So it seems like you shouldn't expect a lot of surprises beyond the company's mixed reality headset. So which also shows that they put a heavy focus on that mixed reality headset. They are bringing out their normal iterations or normal new products of MacBook Pro, Apple Watch, EarPods, iPad mini, and so on. Don't expect major design updates or new features. The Apple TV and iPad Pro aren't going to be updated at all. So it seems that they really put in a lot of resources, and we could already read this. And this means that they see it as critical to bring it out right now to this next run that we also want to see in the crypto altcoin space. And I think, as we can see here, they are putting a very heavy focus on this. So if you want to read this article, I will put this in the description later if I don't forget it. But let me know what you guys think about this. Oh, there are a lot of comments, so let me get into this one. Just wait for Q4 when Apple's AR, so that's basically what I was getting into right now. So you have written this comment before I pulled this up, I think. Eyeglass come out. and share Veve collectibles and AR. So yeah, that's basically what I was talking about. Let's go. Yeah, okay, we don't want to read this. Do you have the distribution of Omi per wallets to see how much the whales have in comparison to normal people? I think there is a great, I can try to pull this up on the side. There is a great channel from Jason Colon that shows at least the distribution of wallets. Maybe I can pull this up here on the side, because yeah, whales have also accumulated quite a bit. Let me see if I can find one of his charts where it basically says how much you need. I think I found it, so let me share this here for you guys. So this is the channel of Jason Colon. Make sure that you follow him here on Twitter. So you see basically, if you want to be in the tops, you need 10 billion Omi in the top 10. So there are only, if I read this right, there are only 10 people that have more than 10 billion Omi so far. But this is also considering, it's not only people, this is considering locked exchanges, reserve vaults, and individuals, everything. So let me see here. Here's the total wallet population. Let's pick this one up. So as we can see, yeah, this is if you are, let me see this here. There is a total population with over 1 billion, which is 71, including exchanges and so on. So there is not too much. The whales are holding a total, I think, of 30% or so. I don't know if we can see this here, because I pulled this up right now. I didn't prepare this, so I didn't know this specific chart of him yet. But we can see here, in order to be a blue whale, you need to at least have 1 billion. There is layer 1, layer 2, wrapped Omi, nothing. Yeah, so let me see. So if I see this right, there are 121 wallets that hold more than 100 million Omi, and 71 wallets with more than 1 billion. So at least 70 billion, and of course, considering what we saw before, probably more than 100 billion that is wrapped into these 71 wallets, which would mean 30% or more. Let me see this distribution here. Let me give this a little bit smaller. So yeah, as we see here, this is the distribution of total Omi layer 1, layer 2, and GoChain wallets, and we see that the distribution of Omi is mostly in the 5, which is the bull chart, towards the almost non-existent part. So in my opinion, this is pretty good distribution. This is the total population. So this is the number of wallets within this distribution. So we have seen that there is the blue whale one would be 1 billion. So there are very few of them, and there are a lot of people that hold 1 million. There are a lot of people that hold 500K and so on. I don't know if I read this right, because statistics have never been the strong horse for me. Yeah, so here we see the percentage of the population with, oh yeah, so here we see it. So we see that actually it's 400 billion total holdings, but I think it considers, yeah, so minus reserve wallet, bridge, and identified exchange wallets, it's 82 billion held by actual whales. So if you discard the exchanges and the reserve wallet, this is why it exceeds the circulating supply, there's 82 billion. So yeah, that's what you can read out of the statistics which Jason Colon pulled up here. So 400 billion total, 82 billion in circulating supply gathered in whales and in the super whales. Yeah, and so the first, it seems like the rank start at 34. I don't know why, but doesn't matter. Ranks do not matter so much. Current entry cost means basically you need 840,000 US dollars to get 1 billion of Omi at this point in time when he made this. I hope this answers your question, even though it wasn't really well prepared. I'm so glad we're in a bear market right now. This gives Veve time to prepare the app, OUP and MCP for the bull run. It also gives me time to get more Omi. The future is going to be amazing. Yeah, I think you are on point with that statement. So good to see you, Trucking Hank. Let's see when we can meet again. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the Apple's mixed reality feature. Now, one more thing that I wanted to point out here is a speculation that has been shown about. So we know that Veve is working with this cavrnus, basically metaverse building platform. As we see here, Veve is working with this, and they do the following: push the limits of creation. The metaverse is open. So cavrnus offers the ultimate level of versatility, stability, and security for enterprises, brands, and creators to easily build and share immersive experiences that inspire engagement and transformation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically a provider to build a metaverse that you can then also share. And we have seen that they want to have people work and build in the metaverse. And I think this is the biggest differentiator towards the applications like or towards normal computer games, and what we have seen before, that you can really work and build in the metaverse. We see here already the Unreal logo, because they have an agnostic system, but they support Unreal Engine. As we can see here, supercharge the immersive internet. The cavrnus platform makes it easy to build any level of interaction, integrate third-party technologies, which is very important because we want Veve to integrate a variety of things like games, of other NFTs, and so on. Curate immersive metaverse experiences that connect the physical and digital worlds into one lived reality. And that is where I would connect this Apple article with the Apple glasses to what Veve is building. The objective here is to have an augmented reality metaverse. And as we can see here, this is one of the most exciting things, in my opinion, trusted by leading innovative companies, defining the metaverse around the world. And as we can see here, there is Epic Games. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one that built Fortnite, but I could be wrong about this here. Unity, Nvidia, the graphic cards provider, Amazon Web Service, Activate, Facebook Meta, Capgemini is, I think, a consulting house. Then we see Veve here. Then we have Vive, which is another, I think, reality glasses. We have Lenovo, which is a big company as well. Ready Player Me is the one of the avatars, where you can build out avatars. And they are bringing companies together here as well. I mean, here it says here, someone pointed that out on Twitter. It says here, trusted by leading innovative companies. But obviously, you see Veve is here because they're really working with them. So in a certain form, cavrnus might be supplying solutions to all of these companies. Now, let me know what you think about this, and then let's check also out what they say here. Basically, we have here these 3 steps: easily and instantly bring existing workflows into the metaverse. So they are also focused to the business world. Create once, publish to any device, anywhere, and at any scale. And that's what we want. We want people to access the Veveverse, the collectibles, and the stores where they can purchase this from every device and everything, like these AR glass, but also the smartphone that we already have, the Veve app, computers, flat screen smart TVs, and so on. Even the Apple Watch, we want to see people accessing Ecomi and Veve from the Apple Watch. Easy build and grow communities, which will be the core part to mass adoption, and empower with connection. So we see this is what Veve chose as a solution supplier, and we see also that other companies chose this company to build solutions for them in any way. I think that is that's bullish news, and something that we have seen here on Twitter with regards to this is what Veve Digital Collectibles posted here. He has identified in the demo of cavrnus that the T-Rex and the Rhythmo from the Veve collectibles was in the product demo. He then deducted interoperability from this, which is not the case, as we have learned later in the comments. But Alex, the real Alex, confirmed in this live stream that the collectible data files have been given to cavrnus to do the demo, to experiment, and the T-Rex, according to some people, looked very good, very promising in Unreal Engine and on the devices. So yeah. And then the question here is, which I wanted to show you as well. Let's say NFTs become interoperable, which they will, because we have seen that by Ecomi many times before. Posted that the collectibles will become interoperable, at least most of them. How will they display on other marketplaces and platforms? Possible only as a JPEG from the blockchain metadata. And then HelloK says here, either interface with IMX API or point to the JPEG on AWS is the only ways I've seen it done. Rarible does it via IMX. So IMX plays a crucial part here in basically providing these APIs to other platforms where we then can purchase and sell our Veve collectibles. I always click here, but I want to come back to the screen. Yeah, so Epic did Fortnite and the Unreal Engine. So there you have it, guys. Epic is the provider there, and also we have seen that many of the licenses that are on Veve are also coming as skins on Fortnite, which could be pretty bullish there for us. Now let's put these pieces all together that we have seen right now. I've prepared a little graphic. I hope you appreciate this, guys. Here for you, I will pull this up. So this is how I imagine what basically is going to shape the next bull run. So you see here, we have the Veve logo. I have put in Cardano as an example for a layer 1 solution that is not an Ethereum L2. We have an L2 IMX. We have Chainlink as a logo, which is the 6, I don't know how, hexagon, I think, that you see there. And then we have the A, which is Arweave, which is a storage, decentralized storage solution. We have the Apple goggles, and we have some avatars provided by Ready Player Me. And obviously we have the woman here basically having this overlay in the real world. So we have read right now that they are bringing together the physical world and the digital world. And I think this is going to, if this explodes as a new layer, like the 2D internet was, like many other solutions were, then we will have all the projects that we see in the crypto, in the altcoin space, and in the NFT space explode together, in my opinion. So how would this work? Basically, people are running around with these, obviously maybe not the Apple goggles then in 2 years, but some goggles that are really lightweight, look like normal sunglasses, for example, and are able to toggle on off the augmented reality layers. So would enable you to, for example, launch an Pokemon Go application and then see Pokemon popping up in the real world behind a tree or so, and then you can throw a Pokeball and something like that. But there's more to these solutions than only providing an NFT that you can then catch, for example, than only providing the hardware. There is more behind this, and usually these are layer 2 solutions, for example, for Ethereum, like IMX, but also like a currency, in-game currency, or a utility token like Ecomi. There will be the Oracle projects like Chainlink that need to bring data on and off chain to facilitate data transfer from external sites, as we see it already right now. So blue chip projects like Chainlink, and then obviously layer ones, where NFT marketplaces, NFTs are running on, where metaverse tokens and metaverses are running on, and then obviously also APIs provided by, for example, IMX, as we have seen it already, to those marketplaces. So I think that a lot of these solutions that are tied to augmented reality, to gamification, to virtual reality, and also the NFTs of quality, real quality NFTs, that these are going to explode in the next bull run. So we have one more leg down. Okay, so let me see. So it's not right now, but let me get to the chat here. So Alien Object, my friend asked me the other day, aren't NFTs dead? I told him that's what I want you to think right now. People also thought Amazon was dead back in the day. Their stock went all the way down to $2. That's very true, and many people, if they don't do research on fundamental aspects, that's what I said here before. Congratulations to you guys that are still sticking with your fundamentals and your research. They will never understand what is behind this technology, in my opinion, and they will miss out the crucial phase when something goes does such a steep correction, and then miss out of these, for example, purchasing at $2 and miss out already when it doubles to $2 or quadruples to $8, and then they come in and obviously still can make tremendous gains. But one thing I want to point out is that with a shout out to your friend there for selling his NFTs, if he sold, or for not coming in yet. One thing I want to point out here is that these applications that are going to run obviously by mobile connection, mobile network, will have a huge data consumption in any way, and there needs to be a lot of data be stored and made available at any time. So outages can basically not happen anymore. Otherwise, these augmented reality application would fail in the market. So I am personally very, very bullish on decentralized data storage in the face of a potential run-up of things that need so much space to store and variable accessibility. So if I were a producer of a metaverse experience where I basically need to access data, like when people are trading stuff in the store, or bringing one NFT to another platform, account data, everything that is underlying to have people logging in and off all the time, and so on, data files for NFTs, I would use decentralized storage, which basically then is where the payment is used, a cryptocurrency, where basically a project like Arweave can enable this for metaverse for metaverse applications. So I would at least keep an eye on this. This is not financial advice. There's no guarantee that these will explode more than the normal ones, but I can see a strong, or I have a strong feeling that these will do really well together with an explosion in the NFT and altcoin or metaverse space. So Gene is saying we have one more leg down for Bitcoin, for the altcoins. What do you mean, and why do you think that? I mean, I cannot disagree with you because I believe that is possible, as much as the bottom being in is possible right now. But we need confirmation, and more likely than not, there could be another leg down in the downtrend. It's very possible. There is a likelihood, but there must be a reason why you think that. So, do you think that do you think that Grayscale and Genesis are going to collapse, for example? Did you watch Mark Hune's last video? I did not. I don't know who that is actually. Should I watch this? And what is this video about? Yeah, so basically what you see here in this graphic that I made before, or in this slide that I made before, it's actually on this side here that I made before the stream, is more or less what I think is going to do really, really well in the next bull run. I think in terms of DeFi, we have the last bull run, for example, got sparked by DeFi. The question is, what will spark this bull run? Probably macro factors like we have discussed before going away, negative macro factors going away. Yeah, but other than that, for the entire crypto market, I don't know why. Justin says he's an Omi homie. It's about Apple and Veve. Okay, so I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check this guy out. I didn't know him before, I think. Yeah, I will check this video out. Thank you for the heads up here. Has OUP been delayed? It has not. As far as I know, it has not been delayed yet. But I think there is a high possibility that OUP gets delayed once more, just because of the fact that they have lost their payment provider and now need to implement another payment provider so that the fam can basically stop fudding about cash in, cash out and stuff like that. Living Aloha says the terms of use states the NFT can only be used in the app. We grant you for so long as you own that collectible solely for you permitted use within the Veve app, showroom, and market. Yeah, and we know that terms of use are going to be changed quickly once something is new on the app. So, for example, there was before a phase where you could buy gems off app when gem transfer was still possible. And then later they did the gem transfer via listing collectibles. And then from one day to the other, they changed the TOS, the terms of service or the terms of use, so that it's illegal to purchase gems off app and do these transfers. But they let this roll an entire year, basically, before they changed the TOS. But if they changed the TOS without even announcing it on such a thing, wouldn't you agree that they also would, for example, include the word Veveverse into this TOS once Veveverse is available, or, for example, include Raribles so that you can list and sell on Raribles once Raribles is fully integrated and they want them to start out. I think there will be a constant change to TOS. I think the current TOS are not set in stone. So yeah, once they change it, you have to agree to them again. This is also a missing functionality, I think, in the app, that whenever they change the TOS, you get them to read them in the app, and you have to click and agree to them. That would be agreed. The TOS needs to change. Yeah, I think they need to change a lot for TOS, but I think since they didn't or since they weren't be able to roll out the essential features for Veve yet, they are not worried with the TOS so far. Where are all the collectibles that bot purchased and that are blocked into illegal accounts? Has Veve clarified this? I think it's important for the community to know this information. So this question was asked in an AMA a while ago, and it was answered that they couldn't touch even the bot accounts because they were basically the collectibles were basically still property of those bot accounts, but that they were planning at some point, after I think 2 years of announcing that your account will be fully suspended and disbanded, they can take back these collectibles and either burn them or put them into giveaways. That, I think, that was basically the answer. However, I don't know how legislation would interfere with this, because I think if you really have NFTs judged as property, as it has been already ruled in the UK, then you cannot take them away, even though they were acquired with an illegal bot in that time. So I think they need to clarify first how they can get these collectibles back. And then I would highly recommend that they burn them, because it would further dilute the markets, and people that tried the drop and missed out because of these bots. It would be unfair for them that you throw these collectibles then back on the market later on and dilute and lower the prices of those collectibles that these people that have missed out then purchased. So they get screwed over twice. I would burn. If I was Veve, I would say we either let them just rot in these accounts or burn them all together and put it into metadata that they have been burned. Speaking of which, I have one more thing to show you guys, which I found was really amazing. Where is it? Let me show. Oh, and one more for the macro. 2 things that I forgot. Guys, it's a little bit, because I only have one monitor, I forget what I want to show. So let me get this here for you. Let me get myself to the side and pull this up here for you guys. This is it. So as you can see here, this was posted by Veve Investments. Make sure to follow him. Good post here. The burn icon feature we discussed in episode 35 on Veve official soon, or something similar. I don't know what he means by that. I hope maybe it's a podcast. Does this guy have a podcast? Yeah, episodes Tuesday and Thursday. Follow for unique Veve Ecomi content. So follow this guy. Big shout out for posting this. So they have spotted this burn feature, or this burn symbol in whatever, in a beta or on a specific collectible, and it's the Black Panther secret rare here. And then they have put it into the Mickey Mouse here as well, as they clarify here, as Veve Digital Collectibles, as are these mock-ups. They say left is the web app and the right is a mock-up. So apparently this has popped up here on the Veve app, and I think that's a pretty big thing. I retweeted this also because I will for sure burn whatever a comic or so just to test this. I will for sure burn some collectibles, not collectibles but comics, if I can get master collector points in exchange. So there will be this will be a big feature that will increase scarcity on the collectibles. I really want to see if you click that button that you get asked, are you sure you want to burn this collectible? It's like double sure. And then you click yes, and that you then get an animation of your collectible with the mint number being erased, so that you can take a video of this and put it on Twitter and show to the world how you just pulverized and got rid of one of these collectibles from the market. So yeah, that's basically what I would like to see there. Let me know about this in the comments here as well. One more thing, guys, please make noise for the algorithm. Smash the like button on this live stream, and also subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet. What else do we have here? Last year, I took all my money, $1,000, and bought 270,000 Omi. Thought I wish I could get 1 million Omi, and that I was late on the train. Now I proudly own 1.37 million. No, what is that? Yeah, 1.37 million Omi, thanks bear market. And I think I had a similar story. I also said I want to get to these 1 million, and I made it before the prices crashed. So I think I got to the million when prices were at 002, and then I had an average of like 004 or something. And now I'm just DCAing to bring that average down. And once it explodes, it is what it is, right? I'm still at 1.5, around 1.5 million. I spent some OMI on gas fees while sending it to a ledger, but basically that's 1.5. I'm looking to increase this in the end of the month. You know why? Getting some, then there will be more money to ape a little bit into OMI. Dave Bush, okay, thank you, sir. As our Spider-Man getting burned, yeah, that would be crazy. We would bring it under 1,000, right? When is OUP coming out and when is marketing starting? Anyone know? Probably with the confirmation of the bear market bottom. Probably with the confirmation of the bear market bottom, because these guys are also not stupid, and they know that in a bear market and the potential further downside, which is not guaranteed but could happen, every new announcement would evaporate. I think what's going to happen with the confirmation of the bear market bottom is we will see exchange listings starting with smaller exchanges. We will see OMI utility program and MCP getting the critical upgrades. One by one, I think we will be seeing these rollouts. Yeah, we need a burn animation. I 100% agree with you. If you feel bad, I paid 7,000 for a million OMI. Wow, that's crazy. And right now it's what, like $800? But guys, there's only one way: bring that average down, and then you're fast in the plus. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm going to do. And obviously, could you know at this time that they will not roll out all these features that were promised, and that we would have such a heinous, brutal collapse in the crypto market? Because at the time, there was no Terra Luna, there was no contagion effect, no failing accounts, no FTX scam, no. There were people that got wrecked by this market way worse. There were people that put all their life savings in Terra, and when it imploded, they still bought more. There were people that lost everything and did things to themselves because of that. So in the face of that, spending 7,000 for a million OMI is not too bad, because OMI is still around. OMI is still getting their run up. Even these 7,000 will very likely be in the plus in the next bull run. Not very likely, most certainly, but we cannot be 100% certain, obviously. So I think there's always an option to bring that average down. I finished college this year, bought apartment in Zagreb, Croatia. Shout out to Croatia, really good country. I love the pivo and Chevapi. Yeah, I spent there a week in summer in Podstrana, close to Split. Let's hope OMI gets me to 74k euros, so I can pay my flat full. I think there's always the possibility, depending on how much you put in. But I mean, if you can pay off your debts off of OMI pump, then sure as hell. Wait for the next bull run, and maybe it's time to build the groundworks, the basis, the fundamentals for this next bull run. Right now, we have laid out what this could look like, and yeah, it was right before the merge. Yeah. So I mean, you never know when. And guys, back to this, these are the most valuable lessons that you can rather learn this way and make back your money than spending $1,000 or $2,000 on a course of whatever YouTuber that brings out courses and lose this money, right? So there are people that promise you to learn about crypto with courses on YouTube and stuff like that. So it could be worse. On drop, I got SBW rebound UR 527 and sold it for 4.5 thousand gems. And that's how my journey started in Veve. Also, what are your thoughts on comics? Do you see a future in comics as NFT? Actually, I am 75% in comics. So I have 300 and something comics about, what is it, like, is it 10 or 12 secret rare comics, about 30 Veve exclusive ultra rare covers, including the first ever ultra rare cover of that, I always forgot the name, but it's like a super cool cover. We can do another stream where we can go over this when the apps stop crashing and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm extremely bullish on comics. Reason being is that comics haven't gotten any utility, not even showroom implementation. So there is, in my opinion, massive upside to the comics, especially to the ones with good fundamentals right now and high scarcity that are coming out in this bear market right now. So yes, extremely bullish on those comics, like the amazing Fantasy 15, the ASM 300, the Journey into Mystery 83, 85, and so on. So these comics, the MC1, the first ever, extremely bullish on those. But I'm also pretty bullish on some other on the very good looking ultra rare Veve exclusive covers. And the reason for that is that Marvel Comics are coming with a huge physical fan base that they are capable of transporting into the Veve app. I mean, think about this. What if Veve were chosen to present a comic that doesn't exist in real life? So far, they are only minting comics that are right now available in the real world. But what if they could bring out and publish a Marvel comic that is not available in the real world, in the physical world, and can only be purchased by Veve, and even then with a combination of digital, that you can only get the physical one if you purchase the NFT within Veve. This would bring everyone who is a serious collector to at least purchase or participate in this drop on Veve, and therefore would discover the entire. I think that they will do something like this. I believe the bottom in altcoins will not be made until clarity happens for US regulation FTX fallout. So FTX fallout, I agree, but US regulation is very steamy and not very clear for a reason. They could have let the hammer already down on so many altcoins, and they did. I think AMP was labeled a security and so on. So they came after some projects where it was really clear that they were labeled a security, and then they were delisted from exchanges and so on. But there's also a reason that they do not come after the entire crypto industry, and I think the reason, the main reason for this is that big financial players that are using crypto applications that are making tons and billions and trillions of crypto, and that already have integrated some, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, or at least I think it's Bitcoin, that is already being offered by asset managers to their customers. They will do the lobby work and put money into politics to not have this labeled as security, or at least to have very smooth regulations, in my personal opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see the crypto industry, the altcoins all dying or stuff like that. I don't see this, but maybe I'm wrong. And obviously this is only one opinion, one data point in your overall research, right? Mr. K says, I'm excited about the merges happening with ETH2. Yeah, so we What I'm excited about is to see crypto cash in without limitations in a bull run for Veve collectibles. David says, thank you for what you do for the community and giving updates. It really helps. I thought about leaving a project, but through looking your video updates, it kept me in Veve. Man, I really hope that this help comes the right way, and that you are doing fantastically in the next bull run and doing great. We are on this journey together. So I also have goals. I also have dreams in that sense, to realize profits in crypto, in altcoins, and also and I want to see everyone in Veve thrive. So I hope really that this works out quickly for you, that there is this 1 year accumulation phase, and then we are going off to the race. I really hope that this works out. 1 year and 3 months here and still holding only. I'm 80% in comics. What blows my mind is that we got such grails of comics because we are early. We should thank Veve for that drops, because if comics become huge in the NFT space, even in 5 to 10 years from today, everybody would want a Marvel first ever comic created, and we are so lucky that we can have it now. Once it explodes, we are blessed. I 100% I 100% agree with you on this one. Being early hurts. Look at each and every altcoin that made people rich. These people were asking themselves for years if there will ever be movement in these coins. So look at Polygon, 1 cent. Look at ADA, 1 cent. Look at many other coins that had a small pump in 2017 and flatlined. It looks dead. There's no movement whatsoever in these altcoins. And I think, yeah, being early hurts. And if you take the Bitcoin history, so many people were shaken out and driven out, and these mistakes to sell the absolute low to save your last $10, these will repeat themselves. There will be like 90% of the people that have heard about Veve are not buying anymore. They are not interested anymore. They are not looking into the drops anymore. But I assure you, if the 5 collectibles that they have in their vault double or triple in value, and they see this or they hear about this, they will come back, and they will be in the drops again, and then they will miss out on drops again because everyone is doing drops, and then they will FOMO into the drops again. So this will come full circle, in my opinion. SEC said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities and not securities. The altcoins that will be willing register securities will hold on well. Dogecoin is probably not a security. So yeah, so this is the Hinman speech, what Living Aloha is referring to. I made a video about this a couple of months ago. Actually, what the most interesting thing about this is the XRP case regarding this SEC whole thing, because the problem of this is that the SEC has said that Ethereum is a commodity or not a security. Now, based on, so Hinman in 2018 basically declared that, I think it was 2018, and he declared that on SEC specific documents. So then the SEC said that it's only Hinman's private opinion, and the XRP lawyers were smart and asked for, if it's only Hinman's private opinion, then it's not attorney-client privilege, and they can open the documents on why Hinman thought that Ethereum would not be a security. But they don't want to open these documents because probably in these documents, in this reasoning, basically there is also the reasoning for why almost none of these altcoin layer 1 altcoins are securities. So then the SEC went back and said, no, it's not Hinman's private documents, and also not Hinman's private opinion. Therefore, we need to keep these documents on why Ethereum is not a security closed. So then the judge in that case said, you cannot flip-flop all the time, back and forth. So you need to stick with your first statement and open those documents. So basically, they are forced to present those documents eventually in the XRP case. And this is how many people anticipate that the XRP case goes in favor of XRP, which is why they are dragging this case out so long. If the case was 100% in favor of the SEC, they would have already dropped the hammer on XRP and killed the altcoin market. But I think that once this could, I said this in that video last year, this could, I think it was last year, September, when people thought the XRP case would come to an end. I think the XRP case ending in favor of XRP could spark the next altcoin season or altcoin run. Do you think we will ever be possible to move comics to Ledger? I'm not sure about that, because that depends on Marvel. But I mean, the crypto space demands interoperability. The Veve whales demand interoperability, and usually it's good to give the people what they demand. Crypto Bubbles shows a green day, Omi sitting still again. Proof again, it doesn't move with the market. Yeah, we commented this before on this stream, that it's not that in the macro it doesn't move with the market. It also crashed down 80% together with the rest of the market. But in the short time frames, it moves counter the market because the whales are using it as to trade back and forth between Bitcoin, in my opinion. Omi just needs to go at least 0.1 cent, and that is very possible. A lot of people will be rewarded. I think it will go beyond that. I think it will go to new all-time highs. What if XRP wins the case? How would it affect crypto? Yeah, basically, if XRP wins, every application that is similar to XRP, every layer 1 coin would basically not be a security, or at least would be regulated in a similar way as XRP would be. So in my opinion, basically the SEC says XRP is an unregistered security because of this and that, because of a token IPO, because of giving out tokens with the promise of value generation, and so on and so forth. There are 3-4 criteria. So every other token that had a token IPO would be a security, an unregistered security, including Omi, if XRP loses that case. And if you are European, like David, for example, I think you are Croatian, most European law is based on codified law. So most European law is based on paragraphs in a specific book, and basically the judge rules based on those paragraphs. But in the US and in the UK, they have a precedence law. So they always say that you stole from your neighbor. So the precedence from 1604 says that in case of stealing from your neighbor, you need to judge in that way. So we judge in that way. And then the lawyers are battling each other for precedence cases, why this applies or does not apply. So creating a precedence like this in the US would be a big deal, because every other case would be judged based upon this. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Planet Profit. Yeah, guys, smash the like button if you haven't yet. Not too many people today here, but that's absolutely normal. In Europe, it's already 11. People have to work tomorrow. I'm sitting still in Brazil, enjoying my last week of holidays. So that's also why I'm doing live streams and less videos, because it's just better overall for the mode that I am in, enjoying the holidays, and on the side editing videos and stuff like that. I prefer to sit down and talk to you guys about what's going on in the crypto space. 100% agree on your analysis of XRP. Thank you, Living Aloha. I hope this is where, even if you don't like XRP or the XRP army, this is where we all cheer for XRP, right? So Yeah, a commodity can be a security now. Yeah, it all depends on the on the SEC, but we probably also will not see Gary Gensler all the time. Imagine XRP wins, people start to understand crypto and it spikes market. Then Veve starts marketing hard, and then they get on Binance and other exchanges that would change everything. Coinbase, Binance, also they have NFT marketplaces, these exchanges. We cannot forget that only when the bear market was already on, the exchanges came out with their first NFT marketplaces. So this all will take effect, and I hope we can see our Veve collectibles on, for example, Coinbase NFT marketplace. That would be great. I agree with you. I think what is going to happen with regards to the next bull run that we have outlined here is Bitcoin is going to confirm the bottom, is going to ramp up, halving kicks in. We are going to maybe not new all-time highs. We don't know about this. Depends on how the overall macro conditions are. But we are going to explode. Profits in Bitcoin go into altcoins. Altcoin season is on. Altcoins explode, including Ecomi. Basically, these profits then will be aped into NFTs in the very last sector of that next bull run, in my opinion. So I think it's Bitcoin, large cap, altcoin, mid cap, micro caps, NFTs last. And then we will see what else is coming around. We never know what else they bring around in the next bull run. But that's only what happened in the last bull run. So yeah, let's go through the run together here, and yeah, let's have a good time while we are waiting for the bear market bottom to confirm, or to see another leg down where we accumulate more. But I think that's basically the battle plan that I have, at least. So also make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description of this video, because there I sometimes share some very interesting stuff, or interesting in my opinion. I don't not necessarily Twitter is for everyone. Here's one more thing that is very interesting. I forgot to share that in a macro. So everyone who made it until here is going to be rewarded now with this one. It's from TechDev. Let me share my screen here and get myself out of the way. So I saw this, and Stables on a Cliff. He posted this on the 11th, so one day before the rally. And this basically announced at least this rally. Look at this. So what we have here is basically the entire crypto market cap. As we see it, looks very similar to the Bitcoin price chart. And then we have the USDT, so the stable coin, the USDT dollar dominance about the entire crypto sphere. And as we can see, it ramped up basically from the moment that we had our high in the crypto market. USDT dominance really started to rally, obviously because people took profit and moved into Tether, into USDT. Now, once we had the next rally here, before that, Tether dropped. So, and then it rallied again, which basically was then the crash. Now, what we can see here now, we have this pennant in which Tether is still rallying up, but now it comes to a decisive point. Either we have another burst out of this, and we need to look back to this in terms of TA. We need to look for new patterns, or we could lose support here in USDT, and this would mean, if we have a large correction in USDT, that the markets could rally. And what we see right now is, obviously, from the 11th to today, we have already a rally going on. Obviously, this is at least a weekly chart. And we also have here the RSI of that dominance on the verge of collapsing downwards. And even, I think it's what is this? A bearish divergence. So that basically USDT comes down. I think this is very interesting in the face of what is going on right now, to take a look at this. So shout out here to the analysis of TechDev that put that out here. I am following him because I think sometimes stuff that he puts out is very interesting to look at. And when I see it, I'm going to also retweet. Actually, this one I didn't retweet, only like, but I wanted to present this in the video. What do you think about this, guys? I think this could be an indicator for us going, if this breaks, seeing a flood of money into the market. Anyways, guys, I'm already talking way too long here. So I hope that you liked today's live stream. If you did so, on your way out, please smash up the like button. If you want to come back for a live stream, then subscribe to my channel, tick the little bell, select all to always get notified whenever I upload a video or start a live stream. And we are going to hopefully see each other one more time before I head back to Germany here on the live stream, and also maybe with some videos depending on what is happening in the market. I enjoyed the conversation with you a lot, so thank you for stopping by and giving me all your thoughts. And yeah, until the next time, wherever you are, guys, on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and see you in the next video or live stream.